The Bahrain Maritime Festival really is a series of events that will take place at the end of September. It will coincide with the World Maritime Day. This is the second time that we're holding the Bahrain Maritime Festival. For this year, we're actually going to have activities that would take place during the course of the week. We would be starting with a seminar to address piracy. We would also be holding a reception, a photo contest and exhibition at Seaf Mall. There would be a kids carnival at City Centre. And finally, we would also have visits to both Khalifa bin Salman Port and the Arab Shipbuilding and Repair Yard Company for students under the theme Future Mariners. I think the festival, as I mentioned a bit earlier, it's important to provide awareness to our society, awareness to students, to universities, schools as well. This is a very vibrant, it's a very important sector, I believe. It contributes significantly to our economy. So at the end of the day, it's important for us to highlight the many advantages and really to try to attract students to this very important sector, I think, to take on job responsibilities maybe in the future. I mean, the IMO celebrates, along with all member states that are signatories to the IMO World Maritime Day, which usually takes place in the last week of September. Last year we decided to go a bit further and really carry out our events over a period of a week. So we have this series of events really to celebrate World Maritime Day, and I think it's a good opportunity to shed light on what's happening in Bahrain with regard to maritime issues. Bahrain really celebrates World Maritime Day with the rest of the world. This is an event really that takes place at the end of September of every year. All countries celebrate this day. I think it's very significant because at the end of the day it sheds light on the latest with regard to issues relating to maritime affairs, safety, security, and issues of this sort. The General Organization of Seaports is a member of the International Maritime Organization. Bahrain is a signatory of a number of conventions and a number of treaties under the IMO. We uphold our responsibilities, especially with regard to the treaties and conventions that we're signatories to. There are many issues with regard to security, environment, safety that Bahrain places great importance on. So at the end of the day, we are active members of the IMO. Piracy is a very important and a very dangerous issue that I think all countries have to deal with. We have seen it, I mean, it has always been around, but I see that it has been increasing in recent times. Shipping lines, tanker companies, sailors are all at risk. And I think we all have to work at combating as best we can piracy. Well, one thing we're doing during World Maritime Day, Bahrain Maritime Festival, is actually taking this issue head on, discussing how these issues, this important issue can be dealt with. And at the end of the day, we have speakers from the International Maritime Organization, from the US Navy, from the Bahrain Coast Guard, addressing all these issues, and there will be many participants from within the industry that will be very interested in participating and knowing more with regard to this issue. Last year was the first time that we actually held the Bahrain Maritime Festival. I believe it was a great success. We had a series of events. One of, I think, the highlights of last year was that we recognized the Bahraini seafarers that have served for many years. The theme was the Year of the Seafarer, and I believe it was important to try to acknowledge and recognize the hardships that many of them had to go through in the past, and many of which also have to go through in the present day. I think it's very important for us to reach out to society. I think it's very important for us to be up to speed with the latest technologies out there, whether we talk about Twitter, whether we talk about Facebook, and whether we talk about reaching out locally, regionally, or internationally. I think Bahrain really has done a very good job in developing the maritime industry, especially in recent times. We've always been a maritime center, historically speaking, but I think with the developments recently, the new Khalifa bin Salman port, which is a state-of-the-art port, the latest port in the region, and the most advanced, not the largest, but the most advanced, I believe. And with our ship repair facilities as well, the Arab Shipbuilding and Repair Yard Company, ASRI, I think there's a lot to talk about and a lot to mention. This port comes nearly 50 years after Mina Salman became operational. Obviously, we had limitations with Mina Salman. We were not able to expand. It reached full capacity. So with this new port, which is really a state-of-the-art port, we have the infrastructure in place, the hardware. We have the software in place, having privatized the management of the port. Our role as government has changed. We are a regulatory authority now. The General Organization of Seaports regulates the port operating company, APM Terminals Bahrain. Over the last 2.5 years, I think we've seen efficiencies, we've seen an increase in productivity, and these are all positive indications for us in moving forward. The vision behind creating the Khalifa bin Salman port, more than anything else, was to create Bahrain as a transshipment hub. We did not really have much transshipment in the past, and I think we are on the road to achieving greater successes in creating Bahrain as a transshipment hub for the Northern Gulf markets. I think Bahrain has been an important player. We have always been close to the sea. With the initiatives taking place, we've been trying very hard to place Bahrain back on the map once again. We've been promoting Bahrain and the Khalifa bin Salman port aggressively, and we've been in the international arena attending various functions to try to pass on our message. I think the new port will pave the way to put Bahrain back on the map. Our strategic sponsor is the Arab Shipbuilding and Repair Yard Company, ASRI. ASRI is our strategic partner for the second year running. Silver sponsor is the Bahrain Flour Mills Company. Bronze, Al Jazeera Shipping, Bahrain Polytechnic, GAC, APM Terminals, and UCO Marine. Media sponsors are Al Watan Newspaper, Al Ayyam, Akhbar Al Khalij, Al Bilad, and Gulf Daily News.